What do you teach?"
"Music and French and writing," she said. "Creative writing, not penmanship. Susanna Osborne teaches that. The school instructs girls in all the accomplishments they are expected to acquire as young ladies, like dancing and painting and singing, as well as etiquette and deportment. But it also teaches academics. Miss Martin has always insisted upon that, since she firmly believes that the female mind is in no way inferior to the male."
"Ah,"
he said.
"Admirable."
She turned her head sharply to look at him, but it was unclear to her whether that judgment had been spoken ironically or not. His head was resting against the high back of his chair. He looked sleepy. His short, curly hair looked somewhat rumpled. She felt a strange little fluttering in her lower abdomen. "I like teaching there," she said. "I feel that I'm doing something useful with my life."
"And you were not doing anything useful with it before 3 years ago?"
He rolled his head around to look at her. Her mind touched upon the 2 years following her father's death, and for a moment she felt that she could weep. But her tears for those distressing, bungled years had all been shed long ago, and she had never been sorry for the choice she had then made to teach instead of running off abjectly to the sanctuary of her great-aunt's house and support. If she could go back, she would do the same thing all over again. Independence was a marvelous thing for a lady. "I was not happy 3 years ago," she said. "Now I am."
"Are you?"
he asked, his eyes moving lazily and disconcertingly over her face and neck and shoulders and even down to her bosom.
"You are fortunate to be able to say so, ma'am."
"Are you not happy, then?" she asked him.
"Happiness."
His eyebrows rose in obvious scorn.
"It is a foolish word. There are enjoyment and sensual gratification, and there are their opposites. I cultivate the former and avoid the latter whenever I may. It is, you may say, my philosophy of life, and of most people's lives if they are honest with themselves."
"I spoke unadvisedly," she said. "I used the wrong word. I ought to have said that I am content with my life. I avoid either of the extremes you named for the sake of greater peace. It is my philosophy of life, and I believe many people have discovered that it is a wise way of living."
"And also dashed boring," he said.
And then he did something that caused far more than flutterings within her. It took her breath away for a moment, and left her almost panting. He grinned at her, and revealed himself as a very handsome man indeed.